You're so pretty, Zeta. Zeta, say yay!
Hey everyone! So you're probably wondering why I showed you guys a video of my little sister. Aside from being super cute, she also has Down syndrome. Since this past Saturday was World Down Syndrome Day, I wanted to do something special and close to home, so I decided to tell you guys about Down syndrome today. You're going to learn about what it is, the history of it, how the historical climate has changed throughout the years in regards to Down syndrome, as well as the position that people who have it are in today, and the opportunities that they have as well. So first off, what is Down syndrome? It's a common chromosomal disorder, and there are 3 types. There is trisomy 21, translocation, and mosaic. But for time's sake today, I'm just going to tell you guys about the most common one that accounts for about 95% of all cases, and this is trisomy 21. So typically most babies inherit 23 chromosomes from each parent for a total of 46 chromosomes. Babies with Down syndrome, however, inherit an extra copy of the 21st chromosome for a total of 47 chromosomes. This results in 3 copies of chromosome 21, hence the medical term for this type of Down syndrome, trisomy 21. Also the reason why World Down Syndrome Day is on March 21st, 3/21. It's pretty cool. So what are the causes of this extra chromosome? What does it do? Every year, 6,000 babies are born with Down syndrome. This means that Down syndrome occurs in about 1 in every 700 babies. Down syndrome causes a distinct facial appearance, intellectual disability, and developmental delays. Usually you can identify someone with Down syndrome by a flattened face, especially on the bridge of the nose, low muscle tone, a single deep crease across the palm known as a simian crease, as well as almond-shaped eyes that slant upwards. There can also be medical conditions. For example, 50% of children with Down syndrome have a medical heart condition, but fortunately these can all be corrected through surgical advancements. My little sister had an AV canal defect, and hers was corrected when she was 7 months old. They recommend that it be done 5 to 8 months. Any earlier than that is too early, and any later than that is too risky. My little sister is now a healthy 5-year-old. She's thriving. Moving on, what is the history of Down syndrome? So Down syndrome is named for the English physician John Langdon Down, who first published an accurate description of someone with Down syndrome in 1866. His scholarly work earned him the recognition as the father of the syndrome. You may wonder, how were people with Down syndrome treated in the past? Historically, in the United States, in the first half of the 20th century, people with Down syndrome and other intellectual disabilities were kept in inhumane institutions, and they were deprived of education and health care. Most parents back then were convinced, often by members of the medical community, that their child was less than human and that their needs would be so great that their families would not be able to take care of them. We know today that that isn't true, and we have seriously grown so far from that. But yeah, these people didn't get to see the baby that they made these dreadful predictions about turn into a beautiful child. And yeah, this historical climate was very biased, and the United States has grown far away from that. So now, how have the lives of children with Down syndrome changed in the past few decades? I'm happy to say that children and adults with Down syndrome are living longer lives, and they have more opportunity now than ever before. And this can be attributed to, one, the fact that people with Down syndrome are no longer institutionalized. Two, advances in medical technology. Like I said, nearly all of the heart conditions that people with Down syndrome have can be corrected through surgery, and this is definitely a major component in why these people are living longer, healthier lives than ever before. Three, people with Down syndrome are now being included in the classroom. And because of this, they are realizing academic progress and potential that has never been tapped before. The result of this is that many people with Down syndrome are now living independently and entering the workforce. So the social and societal possibilities that people with Down syndrome have are endless. But what's most important is not the fact that these people can drive, get married, live independently, but it's the fact that they are living happy and fulfilling lives. So today we learned about what Down syndrome is, its historical climate in the past, and the position that people who have it are in today. We can understand and be a helping hand to these people by letting them achieve their full potential and just through being inclusive and giving them an even playing field. Children and adults with Down syndrome are now very much part of our communities, and they are not hidden away but celebrated and cherished by their friends and families. So in conclusion, many people with Down syndrome grow up to be artists, dancers, musicians, employees, students, did I already say that? Students, voters, and just plain citizens. So regardless of their abilities or their challenges, they should not have to earn a place in our society. So stay cool and stay inclusive.